Hello again, everyone. This is the second half of our code signing videos where I'll be talking about our product, CodeSign Secure. Now, CodeSign Secure works in three different ways to sign code. The first one is through REST APIs. The second one is through the command line. And the third option is through the server upload. Now, with CodeSign Secure, it's built on a very flexible architecture that allows you to deploy either on the cloud, on premises, or in a hybrid mode where you're both on the cloud and on premises. It was also designed to support hardware security modules of any kind. So this can be Thales, this can be Encryption/Entrust. It can also be any of the cloud ones as well. So if you wanted to use AWS or Azure, Key Vault, any of that, you can use it. Now additionally, we have our workflows built so that you can either use a predefined one or you can change the policies to be customized to your organization. Now along with that, we also have built-in malware and virus scanning capabilities. We work with an open source malware scanning product, but if you have your own in your organization, we can integrate with that as well. Now talking more about the malware and virus scanning, this is really good because it allows you to scan your code for malware or viruses before it's signed. So that way you know you're not putting out a product that was changed in some way by potentially an insider threat or something like that. Now along with that, we also support MFA, LDAP integration with ITSM tools for ticketing, and SIEM for incident and event monitoring. So now I'll talk about the architecture of CodeSign Secure. Now when looking at the architecture of CodeSign Secure, it starts with the signing client. Now the client is downloaded on the developers or the team's computers, and it passes through a load balancer. Now this load balancer ensures that any number of connections that go through are balanced well. And then through the load balancer, we get to our server cluster. Now this is where most of the work is done. This works with our database, and we use a MongoDB database, but if you have a preference or an already set up other database, we're happy to integrate with that as well. Now through the server cluster, we also work with the HSM, and like I said previously, it can be any type of HSM you prefer. So it can be Thales, it can be Encipher, it can be AWS Cloud, whatever you may want to use. And the HSM is where the actual signing that happens, and I'll get into that in a minute. Now finally, we also work with the certificate authority. And for the certificate authority, we can either work with a trusted external certificate authority if code is going out of your organization, or if the signed code is going within your organization, then we can use an external, or we can use an internal certificate authority. Now, I'm going to go a little bit more in detail on how CodeSign Secure works here. So what happens is the signing client goes through the load balancer to the server cluster and authenticates with it. And this is done through a TLS handshake. Now, once that handshake is complete, a session token is passed back to the client. The client then hashes the code on their side. Once that code is hashed, the hash, along with some signature parameters, are passed on to the server cluster, and from the server cluster verifies that the key the user is trying to use is available to them. So this authentication process makes sure that the key that John Stevens may be trying to use can actually be used by him and accessed by him. Now once that authentication is done, the server passes on the hash to the HSM, and the HSM will then sign that hash and send it back through the server cluster, through the load balancer to the client. Now the client wraps up that signature with the code, and the user is ready to sign their code and send it off. So now we'll take a look at some of the different deployment options we have available, and we'll start with the on-premises model. Now with this model, everything is on-premises. So the containers housing the server are kept on-premises in your data center, and the HSMs are also physical HSMs that are stored in your data center. So these HSMs, like I said previously, can be any kind of HSM as long as it's an on-premises HSM. And that includes the Thales as well as the Entrust HSMs. Now another type of deployment option we have available is the cloud. And with the cloud, like the on-premises, everything is on the cloud. So you'll use cloud-based HSMs like AWS Cloud HSM or Azure Key Vault, or if you want private cloud, then you can use a different type. So the Thales Cloud HSM might be your choice. Now along with this, the container containing the server is deployed on the cloud as well. And this is a great option for organizations that are looking to move fully to the cloud. Now our final option, the hybrid option, is perfect for anyone in the process of moving to the cloud or moving to on-premises, or just want to be a little bit in the middle. So with this option, you can do on-premises HSMs with containers on the cloud, or vice versa. So that way you get the best of both worlds that your organization may need. So now we'll take a look at some of the different signing features as well as the other features that CodeSign Secure offers. So with signing, you have different Windows products like exe files, DLL files, PowerShell scripts, as well as the suite of Microsoft Office products. So Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word documents, those types of things. Now with Java files, we support signing jar files as part of that. And along with that, we have Linux files like RPM files that we can sign. Now another feature we have is signing Docker containers. Now taking a look past the signing features, you can see we also offer multi-factor authentication, which is at both login as well as when signing code. We also have virus and malware scanning, where we can use our open source malware scanning, or we can integrate with the scanning that you have. And we also have workflow management with the predefined policies as well as the customizable policies. Now we also offer audit logging so that you can have a centralized place to track your different signing operations. And we have the timestamp authority so that you always know when things were signed. Now these aren't all the features that CodeSign Secure has, but these are definitely the highlights of them. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions about CodeSign Secure or code signing in general, please reach out to us at www.encryptionconsulting.com. Thank you.